Hey there and welcome. With PMHNP, your board preparation, it will be a breeze. One of the most asked questions that I get is, do I need to memorize all the cranial nerves? And I would say yes. Okay. Why? Well, when you study, get into the habit to study so that you are the cream of the crop. Okay. You will have patients and you will need them to have a complete assessment. So take this time to learn them. Enjoy how to memorize them with the simple acronyms. Let's go over them. Some of them kind of come up on tests more often. I don't know what will be on your board, but I know which ones are high yield for most schools tests. So let's go on. Okay. So here we are on training 4. This is our roadmap, mastering the cranial nerves, memorable techniques for the PMH MP students. So there are 12 cranial nerves, 12 cranial nerves. If you want to memorize them, you can use this mnemonic phrase to easily remember them. On, old, Olympia's towering, top, A, thin, and German quoted up on old Olympia's towering top, a thin and German gored hop. So very easy. So let's go over them kind of fast. Cranial nerve 1, that's your factory. It has to do with smell. Remember, if questions is about the cranial nerves, it cannot be the amygdala. But if the question is about the limbic system and connecting emotions, that would be the amygdala to smell. But here is just assessing the cranial nerve 1, smell. Cranial nerve 2, 2, 3, 4, and 6. They all has to do with your vision. Okay, memorize them in this way. So 2 is your vision, right? Um, remind yourself of that. 3 has to do with visions, but now it's more the eye movement, the pupil constriction. Okay, cranial nerve number 4 is your eye movement. Now it's different than cranial nerve 6. Cranial nerve 4 is your superior oblique, while your cranial nerve number 6 will be your lateral vision. Okay, so cranial nerve number 4 is your trochlear nerve, and that stands for the towering. Now we have the top, which is the trigeminal nerve number 5. 5 is a trigeminal nerve, and that's your facial sensation, especially your muscle of mastication, you know. So this is all your cranial nerve 5. A stands for the abduction. Remember that your eye movement, but now it's the lateral rectus muscle. And you can visualize this as an eyeball stretching out horizontally to inspect a captivating artifact, right? So that's your number 6. 7. 7, it's all about facial muscle control, taste, tears, and saliva, right? Can you feel this? Can you feel that? Mm, mm, that's your number 7, right? And that's the theme for facial nerve. Think of a fish with human like facial features demonstrating various expressions and taste. Number 8, that's your vestibular cochlear nerve. And and that's for the acronym mnemonic, and which is for your hearing. It's all about your hearing, right? Can you think of which lobe has to do with hearing? So there you go. The vestibular cochlear nerve, cranial nerve 8, number 8, it's about hearing and balance, right? So recall these nerves by imagining yourself walking gracefully on a tip rope or the tight rope while listening to music, right? That will make you remember cranial nerve 8, cranial nerve 9. That stands for the mnemonic, the German, and it has to do with taste, swallowing, and saliva. Okay. Also, picture being a German bakery. So tasty. Tasting delicious pastry and swallowing them afterwards. So, how about cranial nerve number 10? That's your guardians for your autonomic function of swallowing and speech, right? So that's your vagus nerve, cranial nerve number 10, your vagus nerve, which basically visualize a protective guard. That's the guard. Protect, monitor the body involuntary response and speech. Without your vagus nerve, you would have probably swallowing. Cranial nerve number 11. It's an important one as well. That's your shoulder. Do this. That's your 11. That's your 11. That's your accessory muscles, shoulders and neck movement. Remember this with an image of a person with a strong neck and shoulder muscles executing aerobatic stunts. Okay. Now, finally, cranial nerve 12. This is an important one. That's your hypoglossal nerves, and that's for the hop, the tongue movement, right? That's your cranial nerve 12. Think of a frog hopping around using its versatile tongue to catch insects. So, and just like that, we cover the cranial nerves, right? Always remember them. I'd like to think the cranial nerve 12, stick your tongue. It's a very important one. Cranial nerve number 7 is another important one. That's your facial expression. Number 5, right? That's your muscles of mastication, chewing. It's another one that's important. 2, 3, 4, and 6 has to do with the vision. 2 is more of a visual field, but 3, 4, and 6 is more of the muscle movement. We got 8 as in balancing, right? Cranial nerve number 9, that's your gag reflex. 10 is your vital signs, the vocal tone and swelling, right? And 11, shrugging the shoulders. Remember, cranial nerve 12 is not the same thing as 5 or 7. Cranial nerve 12, can you stick your tongue out? And just like that, with few minutes, we cover the cranial nerves. I'll see you on the next video. My name is Dr. Lopez, and I can't wait to see you board certified.